Alright, thanks for watching. This is real quick my draft board for the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to try and make it through all 32 teams. So this is the Buffalo Bills one. I appreciate it. Buffalo Bills really don't need a lot. It's just that they have to get over the hump of Kansas City and Cincinnati. Also, they're going to be going up against a lot of mobile quarterbacks. So they need a lot of help on the defensive end to stop those quarterbacks. But this is my opinion, and hopefully one day they'll get over the hump and win a Super Bowl. They've been a few. I remember they had a streak where they went to, what was it, 3 or 4 Super Bowls in a row. I was in college at the time, and they just couldn't get it done. So yeah, we'll see. Now I may take some of these players a couple years to develop, but a couple of them can just step right in now and solidify the defense for the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to go through some of the players here and give you a little bit of information about them. Some of these guys I call the ball hawks. They're the defensive backs and cornerbacks and safeties, but let's get started. One of them I have is going to be Bo Frailer, defensive back out of Iowa State, 6'2", 220 pounds, 46 solo tackles, 38 assisted tackles, 2 interceptions, 4 passes defended. Next up, we have Chris Bogle, defensive lineman out of Michigan State, 6'4", 244 pounds, 19 solo tackles, 18 assisted tackles, and 4 sacks. Next up, Elijah Sparks, defensive lineman, Valdosta State, 6'4", 347 pounds. I didn't have a lot of information on him as far as stats are concerned, but that's a big body to have on the defensive line. Next up is one of my favorites here, Ryan Mead, linebacker out of Illinois, 6'1", 230 pounds, 24 solo tackles, 26 assisted tackles, 1 pass defended. Another one of my favorites here on the defensive side is Justin Whiteside, linebacker, Central Michigan, 6 feet, 220 pounds, 28 solo tackles, 30 assists, 3 sacks, 1 pass defended. And he's a ball hawk. He really gets after it and follows where that football is going at all times. Him and Bo Frailer both are similar in that aspect. Here's another good one right here. That's Eli Mostert, defensive tackle, North Dakota State, 6'3", 289, 30 solo tackles, 23 assists, 7 sacks. Might be the next Bruce Smith for the Buffalo Bills if they can pull that one off. Next player is an offensive lineman, provides some protection for Josh Allen. That's Marcus Imbaugh, offensive lineman out of Purdue, 6'5", 300 pounds. He's capable of playing right guard and right tackle. Here's another ball hawk, defensive side of the ball, defensive back. Miles Purchase, Iowa State, 5'11", 205, 22 solo tackles, 13 assisted tackles, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery, 6 passes defended. Another defensive tackle, Darius Alexander out of Toledo, 6'4", 310 pounds, 17 solo tackles, 23 assisted tackles, 3.5 sacks, 1 interception, 4 passes defended. Another defensive lineman is Jordan Phillips out of Maryland, 6'3", 320 pounds, 17 solo tackles, 12 assisted tackles. Moving on to the offensive side of the ball, here's a few receivers and tight ends. Caden Prather, wide receiver out of Maryland, 6'3", 210 pounds, 56 receptions, 624 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging 11.1 yards per catch. Here's a good one too, tight end. This is one of the needs that you see a lot of Buffalo Bills fans say that they need is a tight end. That's Oronde Gadsden II out of Syracuse, big guy, 6'5", 236 pounds. Look at these numbers. These are some big numbers for a tight end. 73 receptions, 934 yards, 7 touchdowns, averaged 12 yards per catch. Another wide receiver that I like, and some of these names you're going to see on several different videos because they fit with different teams. So you'll probably see some of these names again if you watch some of these other videos. Eli Panko, wide receiver, Duke University, 6'3", 205 pounds, 60 receptions, 798 yards, 9 touchdowns, 13.3 yards per catch. And by the way, these are the numbers from the 2024 collegiate season. Next up, running back, Quinshawn Judkins out of Ohio State, 6 foot, 219 pounds, 194 carries for 1,060 yards with 14 touchdowns, averages 5.5 yards per carry. That'll be a good one for them to pick up. Last on the list is Tyler Wells, defensive end, Tuskegee University, 6'3", 245 pounds, 10 solo tackles and 9 assisted tackles. Now, as far as my order of preference, if I was in the draft room or war room or whatever you want to call it, this is the order that they will be for me. First up will be Bo Frailer. Second up will be Chris Bogle. Third up will be Ryan Mead. Fourth up is Elijah Mostert. Fifth up will be Justin Whiteside. Sixth will be Marcus Mbiao. 7 is Darius Alexander. 8 will be Miles Purchase. 9 will be, I don't know why he wasn't in the stack that I just called out. I think I left his card somewhere. And that's Ajijan Sparks. And he is out of Valdosta State. Number 10 is Jordan Phillips. Number 11 would be Caden Prather. Number 12 would be Oronde Gasson II. Number 13 will be Eli Panko. Number 14 will be Quinshawn Judkins. Number 15 will be Tyler Wells. So yeah, these are the players that I have on my board for the Buffalo Bills. Let me know what you think. What order would you have them in? Bo Frailer should be there when they get around to their pick. I believe they had 10 picks in this draft, number 30 in the first round. So they do have a high possibility to snag at least 4 or 5 of these guys on this list. A couple of them might be gone when it gets down to them, specifically Eli Mostert, Justin Whiteside, Marcus Mbiao, Darius Alexander. Those guys are probably going to be gone at that time, but and maybe even Chris Bogle. But hey, you never know. Appreciate you watching this, and give it a big like.